We look out at the world and we see beauty, the intricate dance of life, the breathtaking majesty of nature, moments of profound joy and selfless love. Many believe that this tapestry of existence points to a benevolent creator, an all-powerful, all-knowing, and perfectly good God. Yet as we look closer, another reality presses in, a reality of inexplicable suffering. The innocent child enduring a terminal illness, the devastation wrought by natural disasters, the horrors of human cruelty and injustice. This stark contrast between belief in a perfectly good God and the undeniable presence of immense suffering gives rise to one of philosophy's most enduring and challenging questions: the problem of evil. At its heart, the problem can be framed as a logical inconsistency. If God is all-powerful, he can prevent evil. If God is all-knowing, he knows evil exists. And if God is all-good, he would want to prevent evil. So, if such a God exists, why does evil persist? Philosophers and theologians have grappled with this dilemma for millennia, proposing various solutions known as theodicies. These attempts aim to reconcile the existence of evil with the nature of a benevolent God. One of the most common theodicies is the free will defense. This argument posits that a truly good world, one capable of genuine love, morality, and meaningful relationships, requires moral agents to have free will. For us to choose good, we must also have the freedom to choose evil. God, in his goodness, grants us this freedom, even knowing the suffering it might entail, because a world with free moral agents, even a flawed one, is ultimately superior to a world where goodness is coerced or automatic. However, critics often counter by asking, does free will necessitate natural evil, like earthquakes and disease? And could an all-powerful God not create beings with free will who always choose good? Another significant approach is the soul-making theodicy, often associated with philosopher John Hick. This view suggests that evil, particularly suffering, serves a crucial purpose in our spiritual development. The world is not a hedonic paradise, but a vale of soul-making. Challenges, pain, and adversity are necessary for us to develop virtues like courage, compassion, resilience, and empathy. Without suffering, our moral and spiritual growth would be stunted. While this offers a compelling narrative for personal growth, it too faces objections. Does suffering always lead to soul-making? And does the sheer scale and intensity of some suffering justify its purpose? A more direct, yet often controversial approach is the Augustinian theodicy, rooted in the ideas of St. Augustine. This perspective attributes evil not to God, but to the misuse of free will by humanity and fallen angels. Evil, in this view, is not a substance created by God, but rather a privation of good, a turning away from God's intended order. The original sin of Adam and Eve introduced evil into the world, and all suffering is a consequence of this original rebellion. Critics often challenge the justice of inherited sin, and question why an all-powerful God would permit such a fall, or not intervene to prevent its widespread consequences. Beyond these specific arguments, some philosophers offer a more existential or skeptical approach. Perhaps our limited human understanding simply cannot grasp the full scope of God's plan. What appears as evil to us, from a divine perspective, might serve a greater incomprehensible purpose. This is sometimes called the mystery or inscrutability theodicy. Others contend that the problem of evil isn't meant to be solved in a logical sense, but to evoke a different response: compassion, action, and solidarity with those who suffer. The focus shifts from intellectual reconciliation to moral responsibility. The problem of evil remains a profoundly unsettling challenge to faith and reason. There are no easy answers, and each proposed solution carries its own complexities and objections. Yet, the very act of grappling with this problem, of confronting suffering and striving to understand its place in the universe, is itself a deeply human and philosophical endeavor. It forces us to confront our beliefs, question our assumptions, and ultimately, perhaps, to cultivate a deeper sense of empathy for the fragile, beautiful, and often painful reality we inhabit. Why does suffering exist? The question endures. And perhaps the answer lies not in finding a single definitive truth, but in the compassionate journey of seeking it.